Okay, good evening. Welcome to the RTR Bowling Show on YouTube. This is a Memorial Day weekend edition of the RTR Bowling Show. And before I go any further, I would like to thank our servicemen and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country and for our freedom. I know it's a somber weekend of remembrance for many of our families around the country this weekend, so I want to make sure before we go any further, before we get anything that is way less important than that, I would like to make sure I thanked those men and women and their families for their sacrifice and their service. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's get this top 25 done. Okay, I'm going to read these names from 25 from the bottom all the way up to the top. We'll go all the way from 25 to 1, and we'll do it in groups of 5. Okay. So this is the first group is 21 through 25, and your top 20, your 21 through 25 bowlers is Randy Hagemoser in 21st, Chris Baker 22nd, Bill Tessier 23rd, and John Matunis 24, and Tim Gagne 25. And those bowlers are fairly close together. In that group, you got Chris Baker, who breaks into the top 25. He was not ranked last quarter. He breaks in this quarter with a very good showing at the association tournament and a solid showing at the Round Invitational as well. Tim Gagne holds on to his top 25 spot, is where he was last quarter, and he stays there. And while Matunis, Tessier, and Hagemoser all drop back a bit, they had good, solid quarters. Unfortunately, they didn't have the bigger showing at the Invitational and the association tournament as they probably would have liked, and so they were passed by a few other people. But that's your 21 through 25 bowlers. Again, Randy Hagemoser, Chris Baker, Bill Tessier, John Matunis, and Tim Gagne. All right, moving on from 20 to 16. 20 through 16 or 16 to 20, however you want to see them. These are your 16th place through 20th place Rhode Island Bowling player rankings bowlers. In 16th, it's John Van Hees. 17th, Sean Richard. 18th, Robert Toth. 19th, Eldon Dunbar IV. And in 20th, Jalen Scott Jones. Interesting, Eldon Dunbar IV, he breaks in with a great showing at the RTR State Games, as well as a very good showing at the Round Invitational. To give you an example, he got 330 points for the RTR State Games event, and he gained 890 points in the Round Invitational to get him into the top 25 as a non-ranked player, and now he is ranked 19th. So he moved up, what we say, 7 points, even though he was not 26th, but he was outside the 25. So he jumped 7 points according to the rankings, and that is your 16 through 20 bowlers. All right, now we've got 15 through 11. Okay, from the 15th spot to 11, and we'll start with number 11. Tyler Hearn is your 11th ranked bowler. John Hester is 12. Tim Healy 13. And Cam Beardsley 14. And 15th is Justin Veal. So good showing for those 5 names on our list. Tyler Hearn and Cam Beardsley, obviously they were big jumpers. They moved from, I believe they were both outside the top 25. They were, and now they are both inside the top 25. Hearn, obviously, he won NEBA this past month. That was his 3rd NEBA title. I believe that is his first singles title, but his 3rd title overall. He also had a great showing at the Round Invitational, where he won both the center championship and he won the overall team championship. So he was on the winning team and on the center that won the Invitational. So 3 big wins for Tyler Hearn, jumps him all the way up to 11th place, from unranked to 11th. Cam Beardsley obviously had a great showing at the Round USBC Association event, and of course he had the wins at the Round Invitational for him, so a big jump for him as well, getting him into the top 25. Let's see, who else? John Hester had a win at the RTR State Games, a team title win for him, and that helped him with 500 points to get him into the top 25. He was 24th last quarter, I believe, and he's 12th now, so 12-point jump. Big jump for John Hester. And Justin Veal, who has been a very solid contributor down there, bowled for the Alley Cats team, I believe. Bowled for the Invitational Alley Cats team, and he gets the team and the center championship for that. and that 1,000 points for those 2 wins keeps him in the top 25 as well. Okay, now we're on 10 through 6, or 6 through 10. We'll start at number 6, Kenny Baker. Actually was 6th last quarter, and he stays in 6th. He had a big jump last quarter. He holds on to his position this quarter. Number 7, Jim Sebasta. Number 8, Ryan Caradillo. Number 9, Kyle Wilkes. And number 10, Nathan DeMello. So some young guys there, some older guys. Good mix of players. Those 10 through 6 guys, a couple of notes about them. DeMello, who won the RTR State Games singles title, and had a pretty good showing overall in both, I believe he actually won doubles title as well as the singles title in the state games. And he pretty much had a point showing in almost all the events. Bowled a lot of stuff and bowled pretty well. So great performance, great quarter for him. And that gets Nate DeMello into the top 10 at 10th. Kyle Wilkes, he won the trios title, the renowned USBC trios with Kenny Baker, and had a good invitational event as well. So his stock is rising from all the way from unranked all the way to 9th. So big jump for Kyle. In fact, I think that was the biggest mover of the week or the quarter. 17 spots. We say, non-ranked bowlers are 26th, and he's now 9th, so that's 17 spots. It's actually probably a little more than that. So great quarter by Kyle Wilkes. Caradillo, obviously, the wins at the Invitational, and he had a very good association event. So Caradillo, a tremendous bowler, and gets himself pretty far up there, all the way to 8th. So he jumped from 19th to 8th. So 11 spots for Ryan Caradillo to move up. And Jimmy Sebasta, who very steadily, again, had a great quarter. Didn't have any wins, but had a great quarter. He drops 3 spots. He goes from 4th to 7th. So just outside that Rhode Island All-State team. And then, of course, Kenny Baker, who won the Rhode Island USBC Trios event, and he won the Rhode Island USBC Singles Sweeper within that Trios event. So Baker ends up winning 2 titles in that event, and that helps him pull out his 6th place ranking. And now on to the top 5. Okay, here we go for the top 5. Top 5 bowlers in the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings. Number 5, Alex Aguiar. Number 4, Nate Clark. Number 3, Joey Transu. Number 2, Jamison Matthew. And number 1, still the number 1 ranked bowler in the state, Colby Hagamoser. A couple of notes about these guys. Okay, Alex Aguiar drops 2 spots from 3rd to 5th. He drops 2 even though he had points in the Rhode Island Invitational, the NEBA doubles, and the trios events this quarter. But basically gets passed because Transu and Matthew both jump him with big quarters. So he drops 2 spots, basically, even though he had a good quarter. He drops 2 spots because 2 of those 2 guys passed him. Nate Clark wins NEBA in March. He drops a spot anyway. Again, basically because of those 2 guys that we just mentioned. Joey Transu and Jamison Matthew just had an unbelievable quarter with multiple wins. Jamison wins the Rhode Island Invitational, the team, the Center Championship. He also wins association titles in team to jump 8 spots. Transu jumps 17 spots with 2 association titles. I believe he won the team title and he won the all events title. That jumps him 17 spots, 1,780 points at the association event. He did not bowl the Invitational. Probably a good thing for the rest of us because he gets 1,780 points at the association and jumps all the way to number 3 from 20 to 3. So big jump for him. And then obviously Colby, he holds on to his number 1 ranking. He has points in 8 events, including a PBA Eastern Regional event. Again, it was only 11 events in this quarter, and he got points in 8 of them. So another great quarter for Colby. Again, no wins this quarter, but great quarter, enough to hold on to his lead. He has about 715 points or so lead over Jamison Matthew, and about 60 more beyond him to Joey Transu. So still a pretty good lead, but not necessarily enough to guarantee his top spot. All right, so those are your rankings from 1 to 25 or 25 to 1, and that is the third quarter rankings. Again, these quarters end at the end of the month, every 3 months. So 3 months from now, at the end of August, we'll do the final rankings of the year, and that will be your year-end final rankings. We will decide the Rhode Island Bowling player rankings for the year, as well as the Rhode Island All-State team. So the top 5 bowls will be All-State, and obviously the bowl with the most points at the end of the fourth quarter will be your Rhode Island Bowl of the year. That fourth quarter, like I said, will include the rankings finals event. It will include nationals. It will also include league high series and league honor scores. So all 3 of those 3 pieces will be included in the fourth quarter rankings. And there's some good amount of points there. So nothing has been decided, even though Colby has a pretty good lead. Okay, that concludes the third quarter rankings of the Rhode Island Bowling Player Rankings. Our final rankings of the year will come out the last Sunday of August, and they will include the league honor scores, league high series, league high average. It will also include the ranking finals event, and as well as nationals. Okay, so that again will come out the last Sunday of August, and that rankings finals event is August 17th at Langs. It is on a pattern. It is, I believe, a 3.5 to 1 pattern, so not quite sport, I don't think, but fairly difficult pattern, and it is 6 games with a finals as well. So that'll be the last chance to get points for as far as turns goes, and that's going to be it. All right, so please join us again. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message, or you can see me at Langs on Wednesday night, or you can always email me at richbowls300@aol.com. Other than that, that's it. We're out. This has been a production of Ripping the Rack Bowling on YouTube. So, an RTR Bowling production on YouTube. And if you have a minute, you can like and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any more of this kind of content if you thought it was interesting. And you can find this third quarter rankings. You can find those on Facebook, on the Ripping the Rack Facebook page. Okay? Thanks, guys, and enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,